Howdy, welcome to another edition of Fun with the Ritzes. Today we'll be reviewing a game called Lord of the Rings. It's a very intricate game, it's not a simple game. This is not a game for those who just want to sit down, have a little fun with your friends and be done with it in 20 minutes. This is going to take you about 45 minutes to finish, if you don't have any of the expansions that go along with it. Today we're just going to show you just a brief glimpse of the gameplay, so you can kind of understand the sequencing a little bit, and you can kind of see the pieces for themselves. Let's open it up, take a look. Alright, as you can see, I've set the game board up, and I'm going to try to explain what a simple turn would look like, because when people see all the pieces and parts that come out of this game, immediately people start to freak out and, oh, there's so much going on. And yes, there is quite a bit going on. Again, this is not for the light-hearted game player. This is for someone who wants to sit down and have a really good, intriguing game to play. So I'm going to walk you through what a turn would look like, and that way you'll kind of get the basic functions of the game. And then if you want to learn more about it, pick up the game, feel free to play a game with us, and we'll explain it in more detail. So during your turn, there's several things that are going to be happening. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get through each scenario board. There are 4 of them unless you have the expansions, and you're trying to get the numbered line, you're trying to get that cone all the way to the end to go to the next scenario. You're trying to do that all the while good old Sauron is working his way closer to you and you're working your way closer to him. You don't want to switch places. You don't ever want to get beyond him, because otherwise you lose. You die. If you happen to be the ring bearer, the game is over. This is a cooperative game, so the ring will trade hands. It doesn't just stay with Frodo. It kind of goes through all the hobbits. And the way the ring changes hands is because each scenario, you're trying to pick up each one of these little symbols, and the person with the most rings becomes the new ring bearer. You're trying to get these symbols, and if you don't have all 3 of them by the time the numbered peg gets to the end, you have to step 1 step closer on the corruption line to Sauron. So if I only had 2 of the tokens, I would have to move my guy 2 places. If I only had 1, I'd go 1, 2, 3, and I would lose. Or I would go 1, 2, and I would still lose, rather. On your turn, you have several cards in your hand, and there's a stack or a pile of event tiles. I've got a couple of them here to show you really quickly. On your turn, you'll flip one over, and it could be one of several different things. Maybe it's just a symbol. This one's a tree, so that means I would move the tree marker 1 step forward, and I would get a heart in this case. So I would get a heart. Okay. You might get something like discard 3 cards and move the event marker. When you do that, bad things happen. You don't ever want to, you don't want the event marker to move, so you would discard these 3 cards or move the event marker. So you're not looking to move that event marker, because it just gets worse and worse as things go down. Basically, as the event marker moves, so does Sauron. He moves closer to you, or your hobbits move closer to him. You might just be straight up, you have to play an event. Okay, and so here I would reveal 1 hobbit card from the deck, and the active player must discard 2 matching, like 2 trees or 2 fighting symbols. Otherwise, he moves 1 step closer and we go to the next event, according to the thing. It gets pretty rough. So you play cooperatively when you can. Sometimes it says the active player whose turn it is. If you draw something like this, you're having to move, you either move Sauron closer, or one of the people sitting at the table must move, like this one is 2 spaces closer to him. So that's drawing your event tile. That's the first thing. The second part of your turn is playing a card, which will move any one of the symbols. And it shows you exactly how you would move. Like this one, we're going to move the fighting symbols up one space if I played that card. Here it says I would get a shield, so I'd get a little shield token. Okay. Here it would be hands. I don't have any hands going here, so I would have to wait for that. Star is a wild card. I can move any one of these things. If I decided to move this one, if I ever have a black square, you have to roll the dice. And the dice do the same exact symbols. Discard 2 cards, move Sauron closer 1 step, hobbits move 1 step closer, or a hobbit rather. A hobbit moves 3 steps closer and so forth. Nothing happens. On your turn, you don't have to play a card. You could, instead of playing a card out of your hand, you could choose to draw 2 cards if you want. You could draw 2 cards and move your guy back 1 step. There's another, so you can either play cards or draw them, not both. Okay, you can't draw and play. It's either you draw 2 cards and move your guy back a space, or you play 2 cards out of your hand, or 1 card out of your hand. You could play a gray card, or you could play a white card. But if you're going to play 2, they must be a gray or a white. Shield tokens are important because you spend the points on them later on in the game. I might say, the party must pitch in together and spend 5 shield tokens. And once you get yourself to the end of this event, or any event, you move this marker forward, do what it says, okay, and then you go to the next board. And these boards are double-sided. Okay, this one happens to be Helm's Deep, because that's the next one I would go to after we do these. And you just try to make your way, have the whole party, or at least the ring bearer, make it to the last level. And really that's it. At any point in time you can spend 5 shields, and you can use these yellow cards off to the side. They're bonuses. They're Gandalf cards. They're obviously going to be good for the party. Each character has his own separate special ability, and you can read those on the cards when you play. But really, it's a lot of pieces for an intricate game that once you get the hang of how the turn works, it's very simple. You get a rule book. The rule summary is very handy to have along while you're playing the game, just in case if you go a couple of months in between games. It's nice to have around. They realize that you're probably not going to play a whole lot, so they even give you a Hall of Fame sheet. There are expansions to it as well to make it even more difficult if you like. Again, this game is not for the faint of heart. It's for those who actually want to sit down, spend 45 minutes, an hour, maybe even longer playing a game. Again, it's a cooperative game, and there are some rule variants that you can use. Part of that is the difficulty of the game. On the very easy level, Sauron starts off at space number 15 here, the darkest of dark. There's some where you can make it, the medium level is 12, that's the normal level. The hard level would be he would start here at 10 at the beginning of the game. We've played where he starts off at 15 twice now. We lost once and won once, and I think the next time we'll start here at 12. But that's it, Lord of the Rings. It's a good game. I enjoy it. It's a matter of finding those right people who want to play one game for quite a long period of time. Have a great time. Hope you enjoy it.